Sometimes a destination is so important that you sleep at a rest stop. This is the one in Pecos County, Texas, just outside of Fort Stockton, I think it is. And it's a pretty nice space. This is nighttime pulling in. There are dedicated RV sites here, not hookups or anything, just places to park so you're out of the truckers' way. There's truckers that are parking behind me, and then there is a car rest area. We'll get you some better footage during the day too, because it's bedtime. This whole gauge panel has been really fun. This is my battery level indicator. It says 3/4.
So what is this battery gauge panel problem, the whole gauge panel thing? The sensors in the tanks never seem to tell me an accurate measurement until 5 minutes after I clean them, and then the minute I use the tanks at all, the sensors are back to being useless. The same thing is true with the battery. The reason why the battery in mine is especially off is because I switched from a sealed lead acid battery over to a lithium iron phosphate battery, and I've got a video for you right up here in the corner that'll help you out with that. And I still need to switch out the charger for that thing, and it's a different fullness of battery and all kinds of other wonderful stuff that panel just doesn't know about. So that thing is completely unreliable, and I have no idea how much charge was in it, so I can't really give you any information. However, I will be getting a Victron shunt in the future that will help out with that battery problem, and there will be a video all about that when it comes out.
Well, we're leaving the side of the road truck stop. It was pretty interesting. It was very windy, but not solid wind, kind of off and on wind, and then the trucks were making noise, people were pulling in and out. I would recommend getting here a little early just to make sure that you definitely have a space, because spaces aren't guaranteed, but it was a pleasant place to stay. Nobody bothered us. Fantastic. And we're on the road again.
It is my understanding that any rest stop in Texas is good for you to sleep overnight as long as you do it inside of your vehicle. My vehicle happens to be a travel trailer, so it is okay. The rest stop we stayed at had dedicated RV spots. I didn't have any qualms about putting my slide out, and we just did the thing. I wasn't camping, I was just spending the night in the trailer, so I think it qualified. Good tip. Next up, we are headed into New Mexico. We're headed to Alamogordo for the weekend, and we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff in Alamogordo. Let's get on the road. This was 2 back-to-back days, 6 hours each of driving. I do not recommend 6-hour days of driving. That's really quite the pain in the rear. It's just a very long day. The second day was the worst of it because we had a 20-mile-per-hour headwind the entire time we were on the road. It felt like I was driving with the emergency brake on and the slide out. It was pretty bad. And then once the wind broke, I don't know, the engine went from 4,000 RPM all day long down to about 2,000 RPM, and we were just smooth sailing until we got to the park. This park is beautiful.
This is one of the best campsite views we have ever had. This is awesome. Off into the sunset. And then our nearest neighbor is pretty far away.
So while we're in the area for the weekend, let's at least go do some stuff in the area. We're gonna go take a look at the Tarusa Basin Museum. There's a video out on YouTube where you can get some more information about what happened at the landfill here. Apparently in the 80s, Atari came out and dumped several tractor trailer loads worth of stuff in the landfill before the local area said, no, we're not bringing trash in from outside of the area and dumping it into our landfill. Some people thought that the game E.T. was part of some kind of conspiracy, I guess it was, where they thought that maybe Atari thought it was so bad that they just trucked every single copy of it into the landfill here and wanted nobody to know that it ever existed. I've actually played the game. It ain't great, let me tell you. And if you look, you can see that some of the stuff that was buried in the landfill for almost 20 years is undegraded, untouched, just a little crushed by all the weight of the dirt above it. And not all of it was ET, as you can see. So, conspiracy debunked.
The Aurora Steel Truss Bridge, just south of Three Rivers, was the largest bridge along the line. The track arrived at Three Rivers Depot in June 1899. The original...
We also did a little bit of hiking up that mountain I showed you earlier. It was a pretty good hike, almost straight up. You know, straight enough up that you can still walk it, not straight enough up that you need all the special climbing gear. Fun day, fun hike, great views. Next day, we're up for the Museum of Space History. This is a 5-story museum, and you start at the top and work your way down through time. And there's quite a bit of interesting stuff here. It's kind of a reminder that our space program stopped for a long time after the shuttles were disassembled and gotten rid of. And it's a good thing that the private sector has come back and is starting to make it back to reality. I'm really enjoying the new space craze that's going on now, and I hope that it continues for a good long time, because we need to get off this planet. That's it for this one. We are back on the road tomorrow morning, and we are headed farther into New Mexico on our way down to Quartzsite, Arizona for Quartz Fest. Be sure you are subscribed to the channel for more travel logs as we get on the road and continue right on living for a living. Check out this video over here. I think you might like it next. I'll see you over there.